Hey everybody, here I go, trying to figure this whole tickety tock thing. Let's see here. Just figured out how to read these comments. I'm on here trying to figure this out. Okay, so I don't know why. I am so confused with this. So I have it set up. Hello, thanks for coming in. I have it set up so people can be guests on here, so they can get on here and talk. And I have it set up so I can hear my voice okay. Hey Acid, do you have any idea about TikTok and going live? So I got it. So I got the boxes up. So yay, working this out. Let's see here. How can I? I invited some people. I'm just excited that I got the box up and I can read the comments. Oh my God, yay! Namaste. Blessings to you for joining. Okay, I'm just going to start. My name is Jillian Hendricks. I'm a public speaker, and I was very sick in 2016 to the point that they called it a near-death experience, and I've had two of them back to back. Okay, um, and from that, I was touched by an angelic presence, a light being. I don't know how else to explain it. I feel like that I was touched by the Holy Spirit, and I see magical stuff. I see amazing, incredible things that I cannot explain. Well, at least I can see this now, but I still cannot see the comments. All right, cool. Cool, cool, cool. So, I was touched by an angelic presence, light being, and I have been told that I'm Jillian in this life, but I'm an angelic soul healer, psychic medium. I can do stuff. I love my crystals, and I'm a firm believer that everybody on this planet that is witnessing, capturing, and seeing these orbs around the world, we are all divinely connected, um, and chosen for a reason. Hello. Um, People don't understand what I'm talking about. Maybe they do. I'm new to TikTok. This is all very new to me. But I'd like to get a conversation started. Spiritual awakening is happening around the world, and I, I don't know. I'm on here because I'm divinely guided by spirit to create this platform for others to be able to share and talk about their personal experiences and what the mission means to them, what ascension means, um, because it's happening. It's happening around the planet right now. Okay, and I am just grateful to be alive. Hello, Kat. I don't know how to. Yes, about me, live events, campaigns, content disclosure. Hello, Queen. Blessings to you. I've created this platform. It's called Angel Vision, and this is a safe place for you to talk about paranormal and supernatural activities stuff. I'm just playing around honestly right now. I'm trying to figure this out. Hello. I'm learning as I go. If anyone wants to come on here and talk, you're welcome to. I'm still trying to figure all this out. Trying to find my soul tribe. I can't even see if anyone can hear me. I guess everybody can't go live or do stuff. I don't know. If you wouldn't mind touching the daily heart, I'd really appreciate it. Gives me points. Hello, spiritual hobo. Hey, can you come on here with me, please? I'd love to have your insight. I was hoping you'd come on here. I'm new to TikTok. I'm learning as I go. Hi.
Howdy.
Hi. How
Can you
are
see me?
you? I can see your picture, but that's okay.
Let me see what I got here. Let's see.
I'm so excited you came on here. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
How come it's not live?
It, it is live. This is live right now.
Now we're live. No,
Yes.
I was alive before. Now I'm live.
Oh yeah, you're live, but your picture is I it's not you. It's just your picture. You know, like the icon thing.
Yeah, but can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you just fine. That's fine. You can do whatever you want. I'm learning about this whole comment live thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm so
Cool.
grateful to find you. So I found you because I was blessed to be a guest on the Bear Experiment with Monica.
Oh, there you go.
Divine
Cool.
timing, huh?
Of course. Of
And the way
course.
that you speak, I totally feel that in my heart. I resonate with that because when I had my awakening in 2016, um, that's literally what I was told in my downloads. Um,
Cool. But
yes.
it wasn't an awakening. It was a waking. Awakening means not waking.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
We got to
It's in the
talk. We have to talk like as if we're enlightened. We can't talk like the unenlightened.
right, right.
So
I know,
you
I
got to
know.
cut your words. You got to correct your words. But that helps in growth in many many ways. To really be careful about how you use your words because
Oh, okay.
well, it may be one thing for you to know what you're thinking, but it's another thing for the children to understand what we're saying. And if we
Yeah, I
keep
know.
the unenlightened talk of our ancestors, our predecessors, then the young children don't even want to hear us because we're just putting out a lot of rhetoric and
Right,
nothing cool, you know.
right,
So
right.
you got to talk right. I always say wake, not awake. I always say live, not alive. I always say lone, not alone, because there is a difference. Not in our world today. These worlds don't have a difference in them. But when the originators came out with these words, they knew the difference between being alive and live, awake and wake, or alone and alone. They knew the difference. So we have to talk correctly in order to share the enlightenment through our own definition of it rather than just to go along with what everybody else says. So you didn't awake, you were awake. And then you had
Yeah.
a waking. You had a waking.
I I'm just grateful to be alive because I had two of those. Like,
Right on, man. Right
yeah,
on. Well, the human being is quite a creature, you know, can go through all kinds of shit. And what we don't understand, but we should think about a little more, is what it takes to actually grow a soul. It's not like
yes,
it's not like growing a tomato plant or something, you know. The growth of a soul. That's a pretty big deal. And so that explains, or at least gives some explanation to why we have all this confusion and we don't understand and we, it's just like somebody trying to learn electricity, and they never did it before and they don't understand anything about it. Well, that's how we are approaching our own enlightenment. And so we can't be upset for the fact that we don't know. We have to try to continue to learn like the electrician apprentice and get more knowledge and more information. And then we can, then with that, we can be a better spiritualist rather than just not doing the work, So,
Right.
yeah. And the waking is almost the easy part in a way. Uh, it's there's two things that have to happen. One, you wake, you
Hmm.
realize, and what that's really all about is you wake to the fact that you're a twin individual, not an individual. And that changes everything because now you have this duality to deal with within yourself and not two halves of one. That's ego, two
Uh-huh.
you. So the waking is the first thing that happens, but without the second thing, there's no sense in waking. And the second thing is transformation, and that's exactly what I'm talking about now. Is to transform the way you talk, the way you think, the way you live, based on what it is you've learned. You
Right.
have to live it to know it, and the one that will live it will invoke it. And you can
Yes.
actually invoke this.
Yes.
This is what I'm talking to people about. Forget religion and all the promises and all the hollow promises and unanswered prayers. You work with the things the way I'm talking about it, it will respond. Or
Right.
else, or else I wouldn't be doing it.
No, no, I wholeheartedly agree with you. I don't know where you popped up on my feed. I think it's from the bear experiment, but you are a huge blessing to me
Right
because
on,
I
Joe.
just
Well, when the student is ready, the teacher appears, my love.
that's right. That's what I always say, and I'm the grasshopper.
Well, maybe you're the teacher. Maybe I'm the student here.
I don't think we
Oh, I
ever stop
learned.
learning. We're
You can't
learning
stop
and
learning,
growing.
man.
Yeah,
The teacher has to go back to school a lot.
right.
So
And
we're
I believe
both.
that this is the school, right? We're the prison
Oh,
planet.
there's no doubt about it. According to Terrell, we're in driving school. We're trying to get our driver's license, like any teenager would want.
See, I don't know much about tarot. I've always stayed
Oh,
away from
Terrell's
that
where I learned all
the
this. Terrell,
oracle.
yeah, I'm
Well,
the only person in the world who understands tarot, according to what I can tell. And
the
tarot is not about fortune telling, although you can use it for that. But it's the reason they came out with tarot cards is because the information that I share here now was outlawed a long time ago. You couldn't even talk like this. And so
uh-huh.
they hid this knowledge in the symbols on the artwork and the cards. And so people that read fortunes and everything from tarot, they're missing out on what's really going on. There's a science in the cards that if you begin to see what the artist is trying to tell you, you'll wake. You will absolutely wake and
Yeah,
begin the process. So, it's about living it. And like I talk to a lot of people, they sit in my bus and we get into it for hours. And I tell them, you're not alive. You're alive. You're not awake. You wake. You're not alone. You're alone. They come back to me a month later and they're going, yeah, man, my friend just, they're awaking. And I'm like, what? How long did I sit with you in this fucking bus, man? What the
I
fuck?
get.
And I'm a,
Hey,
I'm a
I
priest.
get
Yeah, I'm
it.
a priest. I'm a priest with a shotgun. I'll fucking blow your head off. What the fuck? I mean, how long I got to sit here and talk to you, and then next week I talk to you again, and you're talking ignorantly back to me. I'm like, please,
Right,
you know. Um, and they get, they hang their head down. And I'm like, and they'll come back a week later and say the same damn thing again. I go, you ain't getting it, are you?
right.
You ain't getting it, because what happens is they might hear a new truth from me, but their old beliefs are in the way. And so their old belief is going to, oh, yeah, I hear what Hobo said. Yeah, that's cool. But then their old belief is going to make them continue. And it's also programming and conditioning is going to make them
Yes,
continue to think the way they did. So
absolutely.
the
Yes,
transformation is what's the most important, bright eyes, is you
yes,
got to not only wake, but you got to realize that you've been blind, that you've been thinking you're an individual. You don't know you have a twin individualism. You don't know you
right,
have a other self, and you're not communicating with it, which means you're not in touch with the spiritual, and blah 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 blah. So that's why you're here, because the world needs you, but the world don't need you the way you were. The world needs you the way you're going to be after we get done. That's
right.
how. Oh yeah, it's time. And let me tell you something, man. It's always been so. It's always been the fact that we win this thing.
Oh, I
I don't care
know.
what
I know.
I don't
And
care
so
what it looks like. We win
I,
it.
so I was told that when all this stuff happened to me, and yeah, and you're one of the first people that like I was instantly. You have like a magnetic personality. It's your energy. I was totally drawn to your energy, and people don't understand like how you talk, but I do. But I understand it. If that makes any sense.
I'm staying with a subscriber of mine here, and I've been here. I don't know about a month, but I'll be here a little longer. And I was doing that podcast with Monica
Yeah,
out
she's
here.
amazing, isn't she?
Yeah, and after it was over, I went into the house to get a coffee, and my friend's going, "What the fuck? Is everything okay?" I go, "Yeah, everything's great." They go, "You were screaming out there." I go, "That's how I am." Screaming. They think I'm yelling at somebody. I
Yeah,
was doing live. I was doing uh, live readings and YouTube videos a long time ago down in Louisiana, and I was on this room that's attached to a porch, and it was nice out, and the doors and windows are open, and I catch myself every now and then because I can get into it, man. Sometimes if I'm debating somebody, I can really get, holy shit, I'm scary, right? So
yeah.
uh, I seen my neighbor outdoors one day, and I never met him before, and he waved at me, and I waved to him, and I went over to the fence, and he came over, and I go, "Hey, I'm Hobo, blah blah," and I was there staying with somebody and just visiting, and I go, "If you hear a lot of yelling over there at the house, and loud voice, my loud voice,"
Yeah.
uh, I said, "I'm a preacher, and I have an online following," and he goes, "Oh, you're a preacher, huh?" I go, "I'm a priest, yeah." He goes, "Wow." I go, "And if you hear me over there and it sounds like there's a big battle going on," I said, "I'm not arguing with anybody at the house." I said, I'm online. And I said, "I'm a priest to the people that you wouldn't want in your church."
Huh.
And
Well, it's
I,
different.
oh yeah. I had one guy who was all big crybaby from Massachusetts. Woo, 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 woo. And I go, "Hey, fuck you, dude. You're a man. Stand the fuck." I'm like yelling at him like I'm a sergeant or something. Really ripping him a new asshole, right? And then about later on, he
Yeah.
goes, "Man, I really needed that." Whereas other priests will sit up there, "Oh, God saves you, God loves you." I'm like, "Hey, fuck you, you're a piece of shit." A woman came on my bus. You might have heard this video. She wanted to know about her past life. I said, "Yeah, you were a fucking piece of shit, a criminal, selfish, conspiratorial, criminal, conceited,
Yeah.
all that." And she started, "What?" I go, "What do you think? You're going to come in here? I'm going to tell you the Queen of Sheba in the
Yeah.
past?" The fuck out of here. You don't know who you're dealing with here, man. I'm God's junkyard dog. Don't come up here, man, looking for answers. You're going to get bit, you know? And I rip people all the time. And I tell people I'm a field doctor.
Okay.
If you want a nice, beautiful, clean surgery, go to a Wall Street doctor. But if you're dying in the field and you got me, it's going to hurt, but I'll probably save you.
That's funny.
It's like people go, "You got no bedside manner." I go, "I don't want one either." A lot of people tell me, "Hobo, you would get more people to follow you if you were nicer to them." I go, "I don't want them people.
Right.
I don't want
Right.
them, man. If this is all
Exactly.
about, yeah, if this is all about me stroking your ego, then who the fuck am I, right?"
Exactly. It's about finding your tribe with no tags, no ego.
Finding my tribe.
I'm trying to find my soul tribe. I did.
Yeah, well,
I've
there's
been
a
a public
word.
speaker for.
I get you. There's a concept I don't really like either. My tribe,
I don't.
it's
I
all
don't know
ego.
how you.
All
I don't know
ego.
how you're supposed to create like how I'm trying to spit it out, but you know what I mean. My people that
Yeah, but it's all ego. That's ego. The
no,
mystic is
I'm
a
not.
minority. The mystic is a minority. Everybody wants a group together. Let's walk all together here, and we all believe what each other believes, so I feel safe. I'm like, fuck you. I walk on my own.
No,
Fuck
no,
this.
not like that. I'm talking about us being energetically connected. I've been seeing the orbs. Have you been seeing the things I've been posting?
Kind of, yeah. I pay
It's
attention to all of it. But the thing
that's kind
about
of
it
cool.
is, I get it, but everybody's my tribe, even the devil.
Well, yeah, you got to have that balance. You have to have the balance between.
balance. It's not even a balance. It's a fact.
Well, the
I
devil. People don't believe that he or it or whatever exists.
Right, right. They don't even think it exists. Well, if you spell devil backwards, you have lived. So it's a principle, not a person. That's another
Right, right.
blind fact.
I know.
But
I
you
love
know,
how you talk. How you think.
I've had to learn how to do this because people talk to me and I'm like, wait a minute, that ain't right. And then I have to. It comes up out of my intuitive self. Like, no, no,
Yeah.
that ain't right. That ain't right.
Right.
Can't
Right.
be right.
Right.
So then when I stop, see, the thing about me is I never lie to myself. Therefore, nobody can ever lie to me and get away with it. Because myself's going to say, no, that ain't right. I do it every time. They're like, what the fuck, Hobo? You got to be a knocker. You got to put down everything. I said, it ain't right. Like I just told one woman, she was talking to me from Texas. She goes, oh, I'm an astrologer. She goes, I'm an Aries and my husband is a Taurus.
Uh-huh.
I go, well, you're an Aries sun sign, yes, but you have a moon sign too. But you think of yourself as one, so you give your sun sign out. That's your servant sign, whatever. I go, but your
Uh-huh.
husband is not a Taurus. She goes, yeah, he
Right.
is. I go, no, the zodiac's out of order.
Yeah.
I said, he's a Leo. Where Taurus is should be Leo. Aries, Leo, Sag. Cardinal fire, mutable, fixed fire, mutable fire. Then you go to the water, right? I said, it's all out of order. She goes, oh my God, this makes so much sense because of the way I said, see, the zodiac itself is out of order.
Yeah. I believe
How did
that
I figure
too.
that out? How did I figure that out?
I I don't know. I'm interested for
Tarot.
you to tell. Really?
Tarot.
Really?
Tarot's all astrology. Every bit of it. There's an astrology to every card. And
See, and I've never really understood the whole
there's no way
astrology
you
thing.
can go from Aries, cardinal fire, into fixed earth, Taurus. There's no way. It has to go through the phases. It has to be cardinal fire, fixed fire, mutable fire, then go to the next phase. It's all
Uh-huh.
wrong. It's all wrong. And I
Uh,
have the unpleasant position of being the one that has to tell everybody you're wrong. I don't like that. I want to be
well,
everybody's. I want to be everybody's friend.
yeah.
I
Well,
don't have that I don't have that luxury.
I mean, so let's talk about the mission. It's exhausting trying to wake people up and try to
No,
reach
it
them.
isn't. That's ego. If you get exhausted, that means your ego's doing it.
Well, no, so,
Period.
right.
No, because
Oh,
the heart is indomitable. The
but I'm
heart,
saying,
you can never stomp it out, crush it out, put the fire out.
well,
So the ego's doing it. The
when
ego's
it comes,
doing it, and it gets tired.
right, but I'm saying when it comes from the heart, you just plant seeds everywhere you go because um, like
Yeah,
your
that too. But
vibration is.
you get a lot of rejection. You get a lot of rejection. I mean, people like you're a fool, you're an idiot, you're whatever. But
Oh
the thing
yeah,
is, that's got to go right over their head because it doesn't matter what people think.
I know.
They don't know what the hell they're doing anyway.
Yeah.
So it's never. When I was a reader online, I was rated 15th in the world for 6 years on Random live cam website, biggest in the world. I was rated number 15. And people, oh, does it drain you? Does it drain you? I go, fuck no, it rejuvenates me. Oh, I
Yeah.
find it draining. I go, that's because you're doing it from ego. You're not doing it from the soul. The soul can't be tired out. The soul cannot be frustrated, confused, angry, frightful. Can't be any of that. If that's happening, it's the ego. It's the rational masculine consciousness, thought consciousness that's talking there. Period. Period. And when I began to realize this, I had to recheck my own self and clear all that crap out of my own life
Yeah.
and start living the right way.
I
The
agree.
mission, yeah, the mission. There's only one mission: the
What's
sacred
the mission?
marriage, the union of your opposites. Everything we're doing here, it doesn't matter about the outside.
I strongly believe in the
Yeah,
union.
because once I become conjoined whole, then the outside will change. And people, I got to change the world. I go, you won't never do it until you understand what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
You have to change you first, and that means you have to become a duality. You have to start thinking of yourself as a twin individual, not an individual, because thinking of yourself as an individual is ego. I, one. And I told one person, I go, no, there's two of you. He goes, no, there's two halves of me. I go, there we go with the ego again. Going to have to take the two of you and turn it into two halves of you so there can be one of you. Ego don't like being around me. Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, it's all
Well,
ego.
well, and that's what I had a problem with when I started publicly speaking a long time ago is because everything was run and driven by ego, and I hated it. I
Only
hated it.
ego. Oh, yeah, but only ego can hate. So that was
Yeah,
ego. Yeah, the true self, the true soul will always love, even the least. Love the
right.
least, love the last, love the worst.
I,
That's why
I,
God
I
loves God loves the devil. There's no doubt that God loves the devil. Come on. So
I'm
these are
not.
things, these are things people don't think about.
Well, when all this happened to me, I'm one that's not familiar with the Bible. I did get baptized when I was really young, and I did go to church when I was really young, and I was in like a program called Cadets, kind of like Girl Scouts, but not
Yes,
through church. But I didn't like search for any of this when all this happened.
right.
It just happened to me,
There you go. That's right.
and
That's
and that's and that's why I started publicly speaking, is to inspire others to help them. Because this is not
the
easy to talk
teacher.
about.
The teacher teaches
Mhm.
what they're trying to learn.
Uh-huh.
You hear what I just said?
Yes.
You started speaking so that you could learn it better, not so you could teach them. You thought it was to help others. That's what your ego
Yeah.
thought. But the
Uh-huh.
reason you were even in that position was so that you could teach yourself. Because
Interesting.
what the teacher teaches is what the teacher has always been trying to learn anyway.
Okay.
Just check it out. A history teacher is into history. A mathematics teacher is into mathematics.
Uh-huh.
They're trying to, they got into it to learn it. Now they got to a certain point and they teach it, but even then, the teacher must go back to school. So we teach what we're trying to learn. That's a fact.
Right.
There is no they, there's only I.
Okay.
This changes everything.
I know.
The fact that there is that there's no you, there's only I.
Yeah.
Yeah, this changes everything. So these types of moves, these types of mindsets, these types of psychological shifts are what's going to help. Nothing else.
Huh.
Knowledge.
It's
See,
power.
you are a mind. You don't
Yeah.
have a mind.
Right.
Well, so what's the only thing that would help a mind? Knowledge
Yeah, I said knowledge is power.
about itself. Forget about knowledge about everything else. The only thing that's any use to a mind, that would be any usefulness to a mind, is the knowledge about itself. Then it can be used properly by itself. So knowledge is it. Education,
Okay.
not rituals, burning sage, any of this. You can
Hmm.
sit right down and talk this shit out is how it's going to work. But you got to
Well,
have
I
the
do. Yeah.
you got to have the knowledge. Then you'll be useful. That's why when I speak, people stop. Like, what the fuck did this guy just say?
I
Because
love
I'm
to
not
talk
putting
to
out
people.
rhetoric.
Where are you located at?
I'm in Arizona right now.
Oh, you lucky duck. I'm in Illinois. So what time is it for you?
Oh, this looks like it's almost 11.
11 for you?
About, yeah, 10:46. I'm
Okay.
about to go to. I'm going out to California maybe next week. My
Really?
well, my I got my tour buses over there. I left it there, and I left it there last year at a friend's, and I went to Missouri to another friend's, and now I'm here in Arizona at another. Well, these are subscribers. I people ask me to come and hang out with them, so I do if I can, and and so forth if it's God's will. And so yeah, I'm going back to my bus in California, and I got some things to do over there and some people to see. Uh, Anybody I deal with in my life today is somebody I met on the side of the road when I was reading tarot cards out of my bus or online like this. I don't have a
Wow.
social life of any other kind. I don't know.
That's really cool. Well, that's awesome. I am just grateful to just talk to you.
Well, we're going to
I
grow
saw you and
together.
I was like,
We're going to grow
yeah.
together, Bright Eyes. There's
So
a reason for everything.
do you want to be a part of this? So I'm starting to do this like so many days a week.
What do you
Uh,
mean?
this Angel Vision, just to create a safe platform to have other people talk and share their stuff.
I might drop in, but I don't join shit.
Okay.
One reason is I never commit to the future much.
Well, see, yeah, that's what I've been
Well,
doing.
people always, yeah, okay, I'll do this or I'll do that or I'll see you next week or yeah, write me up. And the next thing you know, your whole future is jammed up with shit you did, you've committed to in the present.
Yeah,
And then all of a sudden you go to the future and it's changed and like, oh, I can't make it today. I can't, I don't play like that.
right.
I don't really commit much to the future because there is only now. So
Yes.
what you would say is, hey, Hobo, if you're up for it, man, I'm inviting you to jump in on my thing or be in there, whatever. Make me aware of it, and
Yeah, oh, I just figured out how to have a guest today. Like I don't even know how many times I went live to try to figure it out, like a practice live,
right,
thinking
right,
that this is practice, and
right.
they just pushed me out there, and now I got to find it and figure that out.
Rack this run. I'm about to do the same thing. I'm going to try to go live too, but I don't,
Yeah,
uh,
I'll go over there and say hi if you don't mind.
yeah, of course, yeah, yeah. Let's just, go with the flow, man.
Yeah, I'm on different platforms, but I don't know how to like I said, I did this a long time ago, and I'm just learning. I'm getting back into this again. So that you just being a part of this, it means the world to me. I know
Oh,
it's not
you're
much,
welcome.
but to me, it means the world to me because how sick I was and everything that happened to me. This my whole life has been transformed. I had two
Beautiful.
near death
That's super
experiences, and
important.
I see shit. I see
I hear
magical
you.
shit, and
I
I can't
feel you.
explain it.
It's big. It's big, and it's relevant, and it's substantive, and it's valuable, and it's what's supposed to be. I validate all that for you. Absolutely. I deal with a lot of people throughout the years that are waking, and they say, "What's happening to us?" And I go, "You're waking." They go, "We heard about this." I said, "That's what's happening to you," and it
Yeah,
all it all stems from the episode or circumstance that the Mayan calendar was marking when it ended. Rocco, you're all right. Rocco, we're okay. Um, when the Mayan calendar ended, everything that's happening to you began.
uh-huh.
That's what it was marking. That's what it was telling us was happening. The Great Waking.
It's beautiful. I mean, I'm just trying to understand it all, but at the same time, I think I'm learning. But honestly, I'm remembering a lot of stuff, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah, and you know, I can relate to that. It's you feel like things are making sense and you have a chance. It brings hope. And
I'm trying.
yeah, and then like I'm like a pit bull. When I start to latch on to something like what you're talking about, I don't let go of it ever. If it was relevant at the moment and it was meaningful and strike me at the moment, then I keep it with me from then on because there's so much in this life that's useless, meaningless, trivial.
Right.
Most people live trivial lives. They live trivial lives. They're into stuff that in the long run doesn't matter because it's the growth of your soul that really matters,
Yes.
not the comfort of your creature, or your maintenance of your physical body. That's all going to fall no matter what. And it's going to fall faster than they think because what people think are years are really months. If you live to be 80 years old, it's only 960 months of time, not even 1,000. And so we're trying to hang on to something that's slipping away faster than sand through an hourglass. And while we're here, there's only one thing that's meaningful. There's only one thing that's valuable. And that's what you and I are talking about right now.
Okay. Someone else just asked to come on the screen at Dax Dunn.
Well, bring
I
him
don't
in.
know him.
Let's
You
try
know,
it.
I did. I brought him in. I don't know
Hi
who he is.
guys.
Hey, how are
Hey,
you?
what's up?
Let me follow you right now. How do you follow? Okay. Thank you for coming on here. Blessings to you.
Who we got? Who is this?
This
Hi,
is
this is
Dax
Dax.
Dunn.
Dex?
Dax
Dax Dunn.
DEX Dunn.
Jex? Jex?
No,
Nope,
D.
D is in dog.
Oh, Dax.
Yeah, Dax.
Right on, Dax. Hello. I'm hanging out here with Bridie's got us all together in the room here. We'll call her the bridge. I'm Hobo.
Hey Hobo,
I
how you doing? I've been following Hobo, and I'm nice to meet you, Bright Eyes. You
yes,
know,
yes. Blessings to
Fo-
you.
Where are you in like Austria or Germany or something?
Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Awesome.
Same thing.
Okay. I'm in Illinois. Well, I was telling Hobo I'm trying to create. Everyone is seeing these orbs around the world and stuff, and I'm trying to get everyone.
Yeah,
I'm
but
trying to be
you got to
the lighthouse.
reverse. Hey, Bright Eyes, you got to reverse engineer that.
Yeah.
Don't try to get anybody to do anything.
Okay.
That's where it fucks up. Just do it.
Well,
Do
I
the
am
effort.
doing it.
Yeah, but
I'm.
don't. But in your mind,
Yeah. Don't say
don't be
try.
lusting after an outcome.
Oh, right.
That's ego
Gotcha.
again.
Yeah.
That's thought consciousness starting to drive it. The
Well,
first
there's
thing,
three
if
different.
I was you, the first thing I would do if I was going to start what you're trying to start here,
Yeah.
the very first thing I would do, hey, mother, hey, father,
Right.
you want to start this thing on TikTok? What do you think? You guys want to get in on it or what? Should we do this? They're like, yeah, let's do something, man. I'm like,
I
okay.
pr- I
I don't
prayed
know what
on
the
it.
fuck
Yeah.
I'm doing, but I
Right.
always invite them first.
So I always do. I'm
Well,
just
now you
feeling it.
will. Now you will. You're so busy worried about who's going to come, you didn't even get the main guest.
No. So mother is Gaia and father is son. Is that
Fuck
correct?
that shit too. Scrap
That's
all this
wrong.
new age shit. That's gonna
No, no,
make you
I
sound
don't.
stupid.
I no, no. I feel stupid. That's why I'm asking you because to me, source is
Gaia.
everything. Is
Gaia's
every.
gonna rise. Gaia's gonna save us. When Gaia rises, we're all saved. Nobody's gonna save us.
We're gonna save ourselves.
If we don't, you're lost. God, mother, and father ain't doing our homework for us. They'll give you a little hint now and then, but you sit there and cry at the table all night long.
Yeah.
And then finally, when the child is forced into doing the homework and they get it, they go, hey, I did it. I got it. Oh my God. Could you imagine missing all that joy of achievement? If mother and father did everything for us all the time? Whenever I start out any endeavor, I never think about the outcome of it. That
Oh.
Rocco. I never think about the outcome. That's ego. If I start something, it's like, hey, God, mother, father, you guys want to do this or what? I don't even ask them that. I don't even ask them. I told you, I never ask. If I'm going to do something or I feel led to do it, and it's always my thoughts talking to my feelings, I don't just think about shit and do it. I think about stuff and I go, well, what do you think? And I ask myself in a way, it's like seamless now. But it's like, well, how would I feel about this? And like, that's me kind of talking to mother and father. And I just go, hey guys, I'm about like when I first went online as a psychic. One of the
Right.
first, it took me 3 attempts to get approved. I had to go through a test, and it was online through Luxembourg and all this heavy shit, right? So
Is
finally, I
that
got
one of
approved.
those psychic
All right,
people?
you're in. You're a psychic, And I said, all right.
Yeah.
And they go,
We can.
yeah. And as soon as I got off there, I was like, had this great feeling, like, wow, we're going to do this thing, man. I went from being a bulldozer mechanic to an online reader, right? I'm like, I didn't even try to do it. If something popped up, I followed, and there I was. But anyway, I go, wow, I actually did it. It took three attempts over like, I don't know, a month and a half. It's a heavy test, and I'm like, and I knew whatever. So I'm like, wow, we did it. We're here now. I got like this new life. And it wasn't a hobby. I did it full time. Did really well with it. But the first thing I said when I got off the online with the testing people, and they said, you're approved, the window's open, go for it. First thing I did is I sat back in my chair and I go, hey, mother, father,
Yeah.
we got a psychic reading room online. You know what the impression was that came back? Ooh, we never had one of those. I go, we got one. It's on the biggest website in the world. I'm like a son reporting to mother. Hey, they don't want to do for me. They're like, hey, Hobo, what's going on? Oh, we just got to, yeah, we passed the test. They're like laughing. They knew. They're like, oh, really? Yeah, we got a psychic website. We got our own room. They go, we always wanted one of those. Everybody's in there's got guides or dogs. A guide is a lion. A guide is an elephant. A guy is Archangel Michael. Nobody. I go, no, you're my guide. Let's go do this. They're like, this is cool. And they go, we've never had a psychic reading room. Nobody ever puts us in there. I go, we got one. We got one now, because I don't go without you. You know that. And I go like, hey, I told people, They go, hey, Hobo, who's your guide? I go, God.
God.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Somebody goes, you ever talk to Mike? You ever talk to Archangel Michael? I go, I'll stomp his ass. The fuck out of my way.
so,
I'm going to Mother
so,
Father. I'm a child of God. You're some angel gonna stand there and ask me what I'm doing? This is a mind shift. See, our
you got
minds are
that right.
fried because we've been conditioned and programmed to think in a certain way. And as long as we continue to think in that way, we are in the prison that put us in. You have to actually start talking different, thinking different, acting
Yep.
different.
Yep.
That's the transformation that follows the wake. When you wake, that's only halfway.
Mm-hmm. And we're
And
behind schedule.
there is no schedule.
No, I'm saying that everybody wakes up in their own divine timing.
There's only now. Everybody's then one thing people, oh, we're all coming together. I don't even think about everybody else.
Well, I don't think that other people understand what's happening to them. Can
It
you
don't even
imagine?
matter what they understand. That's not your business.
No, I know it's not my business, but why am I? Why am I?
Because everybody
Like in
wants
my
to go
heart.
as a group. Nobody wants to go into this unknown by themselves. It's like, you guys want to hang out? Let's go do this together. That's where you fuck up. That's why I didn't say I joined. If you're
Yeah.
running a platform like this and it's
Yeah.
open, and you just listen and you just put invites out to people like me, say, listen, I'm not asking you to join. That would be the last thing I'd ask anybody to do. Join something.
Yeah. No, not join, but like be a part of. I don't know what
Even
the right
that I
words
wouldn't
are.
ask. I
I don't
wouldn't
know
do
what
it.
the words
I'm
are.
trying to help you, Bright Eyes. I'm not putting you
Okay.
down. What I'm trying to do is show you the other way. You don't ask them to be involved. You don't ask them to join. You just tell them, I'm going to do this, and all you guys got to do is when I put the invite out is pop it and you'll be live too. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I'll
Yeah.
check it out. You
Right.
see what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
You
Well,
put it
yeah.
up
I
there,
think
but not it with the starting out with the whole premise and intention that I'm trying to gather some group together.
okay. Okay.
That's a fuck up.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, you want to manifest this. Yeah, that's kind of creepy, right? We'll do it as a group. Next thing you know, please. To me, I'm trying to, the whole world's my group. I'm not
Oh,
leaving
yeah.
anybody out. You ain't in my group, out of my group, or none of that shit. There is no group.
Uh-huh. I understand what you're talking about, and
It's critical. I'm not putting you down, but it
no.
seems like I am. But if you're truly a seeker and you're wise, and I know you are, I'm feeling
Yes.
it. You're going to be able to take this type of
Oh,
constructive
I'm listening.
criticism. I
No,
did.
I'm totally listening,
I
and
love
you
it.
know,
I
I mean,
like being wrong. I like it when I'm found to be wrong. You know
well,
why?
nobody's
Because that
perfect.
means I can be right now. I don't protect any of my behaviors. If it's wrong, somebody points it out or I see it myself, it's out of here.
Yes.
I ain't got time. I'm moving ahead fast. This belief's no good. Fuck it, out of here. That's the way I'm thinking. Fuck it, I'm out of here. No. I tell my mind all the time, no. Because your thoughts will betray your heart.
Okay.
And that's fucking dangerous. That's
Okay.
when you find fate. You want the only thing your thought and thought consciousness is ever meant to do is to listen to your feeling consciousness.
Okay.
Albert Einstein said that the intuitive mind is a sacred gift and the rational mind a faithful servant. And he said, we've created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. And that's what's going on. There's a perfect grade by the professor himself. And so there's these two minds, but our thoughts are driving us. Our thoughts are tyrannical. It's out front. And never even asking our feeling. Our thought, fucking damn bombastic consciousness, living I, does not even ask feeling what it thinks about it, feels about it.
Uh-huh.
Feeling doesn't think. The way it's supposed to work, the reason why there's 4 suits in a deck of regular playing cards or tarot, there's 4 suits. Because idea gives birth to feeling, feeling gives birth to thought, and thought gives birth to reality. But most people don't understand this 4-phase system of manifesting. They don't understand this 4-phase system of consciousness. So what they're doing is they're only using the last 2 phases. They're thinking and acting, causing a manifestation. They're not getting their thoughts to listen to what the heart is saying first about the situation. They never take that time. So they're going off thought processing. They have a thought, somebody tells them something, they think about it. If they like it, they do it. If they don't like it, they won't. That's the suit of swords, or in regular cards, spades.
Interesting.
The ancients knew this. The ancients knew what I'm telling you. That's how they left behind monuments that baffle the minds of man till this day. These were not built by Anunnaki or Nephilim or Pleiadians or any of this shit. These were built by people, human beings that were whole-minded. And you and I and my friend, is it Jax?
Dax, D-A-S.
We're on the verge of this new age, of this new waking, of this new rising. And Gaia is an idol made by men, like Isis, Venus. It's just a personification of a principle. And I've been up in Mount Shasta, and I've been with all these mystics, and I speak at all these things. And everybody, Gaia is rising. The vibration's rising. We're all going to get saved. I go, gee, how pathetic. How pathetic. You know, the ever needy human being. We're waiting for Gaia to rise. Let me tell you something. You got a free will. Even God can't override that.
Right.
Period.
Right.
The stuff I'm talking about will wake us real hard.
People don't understand that we have free will.
I don't care about people, and neither should you. What the hell did you do there? What do we care about them? They're the mirror. You don't get this. They are the mirror. They're you. Now, when you say something like that, I hear you. When you say something like that, change the word people and go I. I don't what? I don't get. I tell people, do this. There is no they, them, him, her, us. There's only I, E-Y-E. And everything is a reflection. For you to try to get them to do anything is like looking in a mirror, seeing a pimple on your face, and going up to the mirror and trying to squeeze the glass to get rid of the pimple.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Whenever you try to do anything, to change anything external, you're going away from the solution. Because the outer reflects the inner.
Yes.
This reality, what you're seeing today all around you from here to Ukraine and back, the moon, is telling you something about you.
Right.
You want to grow up and get in big girl school? Swallow that pill. There is no they. There is no them. That's an excuse. Because whenever you point a finger at they or them, 3 more are pointing right back at you.
Gotcha.
What are you going to do about this? Keep dancing around this subject? Not with me in the room. You see what kind of tough job I got?
No, I love it. I love this energy. I love this energy.
I'm actually a nice guy.
No,
I'm like the General Patton.
I don't see you being. I get what you're talking about. I understand it, and I'm learning a lot.
Grow up and graduate fast so I can stop doing this job. I'm getting tired of it. I want somebody else to do my job. It ain't looking good so far, but there it is. Any questions? Yeah, I take over everything. That's why I don't join shit. I take over and everybody hates it.
No, you know, I'm enjoying it, and I've been following you, and you made a point about energy being not being matter, and I was trying to. I have this idea that energy is you have non-material energy, and then you have.
You're the one who said that, and I said yes, and I couldn't fix it because I actually said no. That ain't right. Go ahead.
Well,
non-material energy. Yeah, there's no way. That's a what do you call that? That's a contradiction in itself.
but isn't life a contradiction in that we are one, but we really are two?
Oh, we're definitely two. Everything is yin yang. This is the great blindness.
So why wouldn't energy have its own yin yang?
It does. Everything has its own yin yang.
I
But
Right.
think
that
everything.
doesn't
I
mean,
agree.
but energy, I see where you're going. Energy, it's like this wall here behind me has a visible and an invisible uh, existence. One of them is formless, the other one has form. That's the difference between the spiritual and the physical. It's hard for us to understand that because everything we've ever thought about has form. And we don't even know how to think of something, and that's how we give it identity, identification with form. And that's how we associate, right? So now we're talking about formlessness, and it's like, okay, if it's formless and it's invisible, then it doesn't exist, right?
Hmm.
That's the leap right there. That something could be formless, not present but existent. Negative is what it's called. The feminine. The
Right. All right.
feminine.
So,
Yeah, the
so
feminine.
no,
Say
there's
that again.
all right. So there's a scientific principle that says 96% of the is non-material energy that we only know and exist at
Yeah, but
4%. So
okay, that might work for you. But when you try to relate this to the children and the younger ones, you're using a word energy that you've already told them is matter. It's matter. It's tangible, readable. You can take physics of auras. So now
what
you're
is
telling them
ether?
that there's now
What,
you're doing a double negative. You're saying there's a non uh, physical energy. Is that how you put it?
but there is a non-physical energy, and I'm saying
Yeah, it's
that's
called.
the
Yeah, you're right. It's called consciousness.
yes, 100% agree. But I'm
But
saying
I wouldn't use the
consciousness
word
is a
energy.
form
I
of
wouldn't use.
non-material energy.
I get what you're saying, but what you're trying to do is you're trying to materialize the spiritual by associating it with something material, so that you can explain it
No,
to yourself.
no,
So
no.
you can explain it. You have to put a form to it. You have to put a name on it. And so when you begin to get into pure consciousness, there's no name, there's no definition, there's no structure, but it's there. It's very there. It's another realm of thinking that I had to go to in my mind was to think of something that wasn't there that's there. Now, so one way I went was, okay, it's nothing. I go, yeah, but everything comes from nothing. So nothing is something.
Yeah.
Nothingness is a really cool contemplation because in our programmed polarized mind, we think of nothingness as absolute nothingness. But there's nothing absolute at all. Like I had a scientist one time talk to me about the Big Bang theory, how everything started from a little condensed, super condensed dot. And that's all there was that dot, and everything that exists came out of it. And I go, let me ask you a question. He goes, what? Where was that dot? So it wasn't the only thing that existed. It had to be somewhere to blow up.
Yeah.
Space and time. Because I understand the rule, space and time. Space don't mean real estate. Space means nothingness. I mean absolute nothingness. And it's the only place something could come from, purely. So mother is nothing. And when the ego collapses enough, you can relate to nothingness without losing yourself. I love that part.
Yeah.
The more I learn, the less I know. That took me a couple months. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't be not knowing nothing.
Yeah.
I finally get to the height of wisdom, and the first thing I see is the more I learn, the less I know. I go, what? You mean everything I learned, I don't know anything about it? Like, basically, you don't know shit. I'm like, I'm like, no, my ego didn't like that. It's like I worked hard to learn the things I learned, but then the matter is I still don't know shit because I ain't shit. You got to become it. But anyway, and so I'm like, it took me a minute. I go, you know what? That's my ego trying to say it knows something when you can never know anything. You
Lose your
can't know
mind.
anything. The only
Lose
thing
your
you can come to
mind.
know is yourself to some degree. And I like that about eternity. Do you realize how boring it would be if we could figure this shit out in like one lifetime?
You're right.
What the fuck? You know, it's that easy, huh? It's like I'd want to kill myself, but you can't die. No, man. Consciousness in its purest form is nothingness. It's the womb. Because if you got a womb that's full, nothing can come in. If you got a garage that's full, which most people have, you can't even put your car in it anymore. That's Saturn. Saturn, restriction, limitation.
Uh-huh.
Jupiter's the opposite. Jupiter's the opposite. Having room for it. I go to people, if your garage is packed full, you can't even walk in it, that's Saturn influence, restriction, limitation, matter, time, all up in your face. Now, if you want to make space in your garage, and you want to expand your garage, you would think that would mean to add an addition on, but that's not expansion. To expand your garage means you take everything out of it.
So do you want me to read you some of the comments?
Sure.
Okay. At Harmony, it says, I wish I knew what he did too. Sadly, we don't have an account of every single moment of God. And
Yeah,
then
we do.
Harmony said, space having space and space and space, rules on rules, framework in framework.
Space is nothingness, and it's not quantifiable, measurable. You can't take a ruler and see this amount of nothingness and go, okay, if we add another amount of nothingness. So her compounding space is space is space is space and adding space. No, it's another. That's a tell of a polarized mind to the mathematical self, which is the rational, logical, mathematical self, and so we think that increase means addition. Increase actually means decrease. You can't increase unless you've decreased. Here's something that I just learned recently. There's not a lot of heaven. That'd be wasteful. It's just
Can I jump in and
Yeah.
reiterate what you said in a slightly different way?
Go ahead, sure.
So we all conditions are created. That we're
Born. Go ahead.
right. So we're birthed in, and then we start picking up the conditions of our environment, of our parents, of our education, of our language,
Yes,
and that it's the letting go of these conditions that create that space for us to reconnect with our
absolutely.
higher self.
In that
And
order. Yes. In that order.
right,
Yes.
yeah, and it's the losing the mind that allows this mother energy to
Yes.
reconnect
But
with us.
I wouldn't call it losing the mind. And you're up in a high level talking to me. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of people don't talk to me like this. So I'm giving you that, great. Let me tell you something. You don't want to lose your mind. That's the Four of Swords I'm talking about in tarot, but that's another story. The mind is made up of two consciousnesses. You want to collapse one of them so that the other one has room to expand. It is
All right,
it's
all
that
right.
damn simple.
So there's a word, the subconscious and the conscious
Sure,
mind.
we can use that.
All right. So it's the conscious mind that needs to be collapsed
Yes,
to allow the subconscious mind to then to be aware of it, and that's when you know
exactly.
you.
For the
Yes.
subconscious mind to even have enough room that the conscious mind could identify it. You got it.
Yes,
I
yes.
agree with that.
That's a very, very critical point. I love you, brother, for this.
That's deep. That's really deep. That's
It's
awesome.
not deep. We're in a world that's shallow. That was kind of cool.
No, I meant
No, he's
cool.
thinking. I've been watching this guy. And I tell you, yeah, I love it because this is what's going to change. We're going to save the world, guys.
Yeah.
Well, and the world doesn't need to be saved. We're just waking up to our
Hey, don't fuck
ability.
with me. This guy's taking over the class. He's right though. He's right.
Laughter, laughter.
Unbelievable. I love it, bro.
It's true though. I love that.
Bright Eyes,
Yes.
you are an incredible host, spiritual hobo. You are an awesome teacher, and I'm happy to be in the class.
I'm grateful for this
Yeah, but
cool
I
conversation.
told Bright
This is
Eyes
so cool.
earlier. I'm not sure who the teachers are here or who the students are.
Right.
We are both.
You have to.
We're just
You,
present to the moment, and we're going up and down, in and out, yin and
yeah.
yang. We're in the flow.
Now, to your point, Bright Eyes, you opened
Yeah.
up a can of worms here.
I'm sure it did.
So now you're gonna have to manage it. Let's
You know
keep
what?
this going. You're
This
the
is
one that
awesome.
You
I
turn on a light for the enlightened,
yeah,
There
and
you
we
you're
guys
go.
going
work
to
on the name,
attract.
everything, but I already like the vibe. We're not trying to get anybody to come here. The only thing we're trying to do is let them know that we're here.
That's what
Love
I've
it.
tried to. Yes.
It's a whole nother approach. It's different, you know. Don't we don't want to
Okay.
solicit shit. We're not trying to make a group. The last thing
No. No.
I got a lot of people that have been influenced by me through the years in tangible ways, like we meet on the road or whatever. And like, hey, we ought to get together and have a group. I go, God forbid. That's where that's why this
This is a
Well,
virtual
lifetime.
tool. That's why this
okay.
virtual tool is so cool. Everybody thinks the internet's a bad thing. Let me tell you, it's like a gun. Depends how you use it. We can benefit greatly, people like us and what we're trying to achieve, by using this virtual thing, because we're not really in each other's physical presence. And under the egoic polarization condition we're in, we don't need to be around each other.
Yeah.
I agree. But let me just say this though. As a philosophy, my what I've come up with is IBI UBU.
Well.
And that simply is just the idea that live and let live. We don't need to tell anybody else how to behave. We
Right.
don't need to correct anybody,
Totally.
but we need to stay focused on what is really our true passion and purpose in
Your
life.
mission. Your mission.
Yeah.
And your mission is very simple. It's the sacred marriage. It's getting your thoughts to pay attention to your feelings. That's the lover's card in tarot. Once your thought consciousness begins to realize that it's other and other self, you know, its other self is reliable, dependable. It has the map, is connected to home. That's when the lover's card comes in. Your thoughts fall in love with your feelings. Now you can go home. Now you can go back to the kingdom from whence we came. You can leave the space time continuum, leave the physical vibration and reincarnation and all that shit, and you can actually pierce the empyrean. You can go through the veil, and you can actually end up in the kingdom from whence you came, because now you're no longer an egoic danger to yourself
Right.
or it. Ego is good.
I,
Ego in Latin means I. You're never going to get rid of your ego. You don't want to get rid of your ego. You want to take your ego from being a cupidic, selfish, childlike, immature thing to being the knight in shining armor. In the end, what we have an opportunity to do, and we will, is become the greatest, let me use a word I don't usually use much, but the greatest creation of all time. And what is that? We become a knight in shining armor. We become a free-willed being of the kingdom. We've seen the shit. We've been through the shit. We've seen what it's like to be polarized. We know what ego's like when it's dangerous. And we overcome it. We didn't just see it and come home. We overcame it within ourselves.
Right.
And now you can come into the kingdom, because now you're no longer tainted with this possibility of a dangerous I, because ego means I. And you don't want to you want to collapse it, because it's overexpanded. It's way overexpanded in mankind collective and everything today. You want to collapse it and get it back to where it's supposed to be, serving, feeling, because it's bringing the invisible to the visible. You're bringing that which is above to the below. But thought consciousness, the rational, is the gatekeeper. You can have feeling, you can have fire, you can have a connection, but if thought don't want to do it, it ain't going to happen.
well,
So
hold
it's the
on.
culprit.
I'm gonna interrupt you a second, because you're saying the ego expands as if we intentionally are expanding it, but the truth is we're overstimulated by our environment, and we've been educated
I
in
get
that the
it.
more we know is the more
No.
we,
Here you go.
we,
Here you
we
go now, trying to blame the environment, heredity, and personality. The three things. No.
no, we have
They're
to
just
become
weather. They're
aware
just weather on
of
you. They're just weather on you. Eskimo lives in the cold, person in Hawaii lives in the tropics, but that doesn't make you who you are. So, yeah, a human being is made up of three things: heredity, personality, heredity, environment, personality, past, present, future. But that's not, if that's exactly who you were, then you wouldn't be a living thing and you wouldn't have free will. You are where you are today in life because of the choices you made. I'm serious. It could have went another way.
I agree.
You didn't have unlimited choices, but you had every time a choice, and it could have been another way, but you went this.
But it all began with my awareness and consciousness of that point. And that's what most people are struggling with. They're still trying to make sense of the nonsense and the education that they have. It's just like the person you mentioned with the garage.
Right.
My garage is full of stuff that I have worked hard and paid for. You are saying just throw it out. That's the resistance we have.
I don't say
But
throw it out. No, I
you're
don't say
right.
throw it
You're
out.
100% right.
I
It's
say
garbage.
have a garage sale and get the money back. That's what I do.
I agree. I understand exactly what you're
It's
saying. I'm just
recycling.
trying
It's
to.
recycling. That shit is held up. It's not supposed to be in there. Somebody else is supposed to be using it. But no, we want to, we might need it someday. It's that whole cupidity. It's
Attachment.
What about
possessiveness.
learning? What
No, we
about
try to
learning?
identify ourselves by our possessions, and we don't, and that's what leads us away from who we really are. It's identification with form. Even the homeless do it with their shopping carts of crap all around them in the streets. It's like, this is who I am. At least I have something. I'm
Uh-huh.
not completely bare naked here. And that's what the sign of the cross is with the Jesus principle. Is you got to shed it all. You got to get rid of everything. The world is a temple. It's not a place to camp out and have a good time. We're here to wake, but we prolonged it and we put it off. So now there's 10 billion of us instead of just a few 100,000. This
Hmm.
could you imagine this place if it wasn't monetized? Holy shit! You would wake in like a month because we need to wake because God, Mother, and
I
Father have
know.
two choices: either program you to be perfect or give you a free will and let that work its way out through experience.
Yes.
And then when you finally got to the other side, you owned it. You owned it. And I like the way we're going. It's hard, it's painful, but I'll tell you, the only person you're hurting, the only person that's hurting on this planet is you. If you see other
Right.
people hurting, people run over in the street, that's you.
Okay.
It's not an imagination here. That is actually you.
Yes.
Because reality is a curious mirror. It's the living, talking, breathing mirror of Snow White. Now, when you think about a living, talking, breathing mirror, what are you talking about? Reality. It's the only way it could be. But we
Right.
want reality to lie to us. We're all right. I'm the most beautiful in the land, the queen in front of the mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall. These are parables about what we're going through. And when you
Right.
finally take accountability for all the mess you see every day in your life around you, from here on the news all the way to wherever, you say, that's me. And you don't do it in some sort of self-pity way. You go, it's in a wise, woken way. You're like, man, that's all me. And
Uh-huh.
I did this to Mother Father one time. I go, you mean to tell me I'm the fucking problem of all the world's problems? And the impression came back, and I'm like, whoa. But it was right. And if you think, if you believe in reincarnation and karma, then you own this mess.
Uh-huh.
And I'll tell you, what a relief when you finally own it. It really breaks. It's a breakthrough moment. You're like, and I tell people, two things happen after that. Once you realize, and I mean full onslaught realization that you are the fucking mess you're trying to fix. The wish was fixed. That's
Uh-huh.
you. That's you and all your ugly shit way you can possibly be. Once you see that, and it doesn't, it's not a condemnation type of a moment at all. It's like a realization moment. And you go, that is me. That's what happens to people on ayahuasca, I guess. I never did it. They just see them, who they really are. And it's a moment. So once that happens, two things happen next. One, you find yourself on the floor. Literally.
Hmm.
It just crushes you. Like, I am, holy shit, this is me. All of this. And you
Right.
know it. It's not a belief anymore. You come to know it. It's in the Pirates of the Caribbean too, when Johnny Depp faces them. Uh, it is, and the second thing that has to happen is you find yourself on the floor. The second thing needs to happen is you need to get back up and do something about it.
Right.
Most people, when they get into this position, if they're not really grown enough and strong enough and they're not ready, they find themselves on the floor going, I'm the problem. And that's where they stay.
Huh.
Self-pity, blah, blah.
Right.
They go from blaming the world to now blaming themselves. It's still the same ego trying to fucking blame somebody and not do shit about it.
Right.
Down there on that floor and you finally have this type of a moment. You say, okay, this is where your balls grow. Sorry, babe, but this is where your balls grow. God, I
Yeah.
am my mother's son. And this will not be, even if it means the end of me. Talk about heaven opening up at that moment.
It's beautiful.
Finally,
Beautiful.
finally, you stand up. All
Yeah.
right, I got work to do. Let's get to it.
We're doing it.
And mother weeps with joy.
Yes, it's beautiful.
One day, Father will return you. This is tarot. Father will return you to mother from whence you came to receive your birthright inheritance, which you have. Father will return you from an unruly, newborn, adolescent, cupidic, selfish, senseless child to the knight in shining armor, the princess who would never, ever fall back upon selfishness, greed, use of power for self, any of that. Been through it. And mother looks at you like a unruly child that went to military school and came back refined. It just she's in disbelief of what stands before her. And this is when she loves Father Time so much. Because she could have never done that for you. Because she loves you so much, she can't stand to see you cry. She can't stand to see you in pain. She can't stand to see you cut and bruised. So she sends you to the only one she trusts with your upbringing. And that is here with Father Time. And in time, he will return you to the mother. And now you will serve mother. Not out of duty, but because she's so wonderful and beautiful.
In duality.
Oh, baby.
It's beautiful.
And you're home. That's why we're here. And this time,
Love it.
however many times.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah,
This
right?
time, no matter how many times you do it, it's but a blink in the eye of eternity. It's over pretty quick here, guys. It seems to be long, but any amount of time doesn't even show up on the radar of eternity. This is a blink of an eye and an opportunity from our great parents to become, not be made what we are.
I agree. I agree.
This was known by our ancestors. These monuments, megalithic structures, stone circles, and all these anomalies in the world today are evidence of a time when we were in a proper relationship with existence itself. They baffle the minds of men today because they came out of the minds of men that were not polarized, but had finally reached wholeness. It was long generations ago. And then we fell out of that, which we should have. Because you don't own it until you earn it.
Right.
And consciousness has to go into every imaginable deprivation of itself and rise again above it, or else the darkness will have power over consciousness. Consciousness must experience every depravity, every pain, every sorrow, every embarrassment, and then rise above it. In the glory of the heritage of what we are, which is born of life itself, which nothing can overcome for very long. You are a child of life. Your consent, your vote matters. And I walk around this world and I see things today and I don't go, oh my God, oh my God. I go, that's not right. I don't consent. That ain't right. I don't consent. This will not be. Yes, this should be. I consent. I am God's child here. I am a prince and a son of the divine. And here I walk like it. And I say what will be and what will not be. And the more I get this, the more my world changes. Because I'm changing.
Right.
This is not bombastic. This is not egoic. This is not pompous. This is confidence in your being. And you stop looking at yourself as a sick, sinful, weak, not knowing nothing, nobody, to a child of the divine that is on the path of learning and knowing and becoming all things. Who cares when we get there? Who cares when we get there? Once you collapse your ego enough, time won't even matter to you. It doesn't even exist. I
agree.
find time to be more. Yeah, I have a harder time now getting understanding time than I do eternal time. It's just I live in an eternal way. I never know what time it is. I don't know what day it is. It doesn't fucking matter. And I live the type of a life as a hobo. I don't have to worry about that too much. But once you collapse, but you don't try to do that to your life up front. Just start collapsing your ego, and you'll find that you aren't bound to time as much anymore. The world reflects what you're doing internally, the work of the internal. In the laboratory of your mind. This is wizard's work. This is where it gets done. This is where it starts. The ripple goes out.
It's now and it's all the time. But time doesn't
And I
exist
love you
on the other
guys. I'll
side.
talk to you later.
Yeah, this was amazing. Thank you so much.
Both of you.
All right, guys. Thank you. It was fun.
This was a lot.
Really enjoyed it.
I'm
Both
going
of
to be
you guys.
I'm going to be sharing this out on different platforms. Is that
That's
okay?
what your job is. You just got to start inviting. Just tell people, make them aware of the fact that there's a forum that anybody can drop in on. Let's see what happens.
That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to create right now. I'm not trying. I have created.
Yeah, that's right.
Out of respect,
You didn't create it. You brought it into life. You birthed it.
It's manifesting, man.
What the fuck is this? Home Depot? What are we doing? Building things? Lowe's department store?
Give thanks. This was beautiful.
All right, you guys. I gotta go.
Well, guys.
I got a world to save, and I'm over here. Come on.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much. Blessings.
Last thing I say, you guys are beautiful to me, and I don't give compliments, so don't think I'm just being nice because I ain't nice.
Shucks.
That's a fact.
The feeling is mutual. Stay well.
Yes.
Both
yes.
of you.
Let's not be strangers, okay? Stay blessed.
Yes.
All right.
That's your job, Bright Eyes.
I know
You're the shepherd. We're just the flock. I don't know. We're grazing. We might over there. Backs will be over there. You gotta say, hey guys, come back. Later.
Okay. All right. Later, Gator. All right. Bye.
Bye. How do I get out of here? Help.
Yep. There you go. Okay. Thank you so much, Dax. It was so nice to meet you. Did anyone else want to pop on here and talk before I close? Hi, gorgeous. Good afternoon. This was an incredible conversation. I think I invited you. Did I invite you? Hey, Dax, did you want to stay on, honey?
Yeah, well, sure. What would you like to talk about?
I have another friend coming on. Her name is Toby, and she is amazing.
All right, I'll hang out. I have another 15 minutes before I have to go pick up my son from school.
Okay, well, I invited her. I don't know if she's coming on, though, or not.
No problem. So tell me a little more about you.
Okay, a little bit about me is I'm just blown away with this conversation that we just had. That was just mind-blowing, crazy.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. I was very sick. My ex-husband tried to me, and it's all documented and stuff. So that was my first NDE, and then my second one, I got really, really sick. I have really bad anxiety, and from that breathing tube, I got an infection, and I turned sepsis. It was toxic shock syndrome, blood poisoning, and I said sepsis, right? It was three different things. People that survive, usually they don't survive off one of them, and I had three of them back to back.
Wow.
So here I am now.
Give thanks. You are alive, you have a purpose, and you have an experience and a story to tell. So
I'm just
amazing.
I'm just grateful to be alive.
Now, what would you say is your intention? What's the thing that you're passionate about?
I'm passionate. So I've always like paid it forward. I'm just a that kind of a person, and I I've always been able to see and have a knowing and stuff before all this happened to me. So this is just pretty cool on its own.
Give thanks. Give thanks. Wonderful.
I want to make sure that we're following each other, and then I will send you the stuff when I end this live. I'm new to this. This was my first live, and it was amazing. And I'm
Yes,
just
you did a fantastic job, and you had an amazing guest with Hobo.
I'm
He,
eternally grateful.
yes,
I
yes.
can't believe he popped on that, and I just learned so much from him.
So did
He's
I.
so
So did
wise.
I. It
He's
was
so wise. But
fantastic.
we're learning and growing together.
That's it. That's it. That our only purpose here is to grow, and to let go. So it's the contradiction, the yin and the yang. You know,
Yes,
you have to let go of those painful experiences in the past and continue creating amazing experiences going forward. And this is a great opportunity here, this platform to, as you said, pay it forward and keep sharing blessings.
that's all you can do. And I mean, I get how what Hobo was saying, and I don't want to come off that way by no means. I just I don't know. I'm just here, and you're there, and here we
Yes.
are.
Give
and this is
thanks.
and this is just beautiful. And I'm just gonna
Yes.
keep showing everybody magic and
I
incredible things.
Definitely looking forward to it. And again, thanks for inviting me on it. It absolutely was a pleasure. But more importantly, I'm happy to make the connection and for us to keep growing and building this.
Yes, this was amazing. Thank you so much, and God bless. Blessings to all who's watching and sharing and commenting. Thank you so much.
Give
This
thanks.
was
Take care.
amazing. All right, we'll do this again soon. Okay.
For sure. Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right, I'm going to be ending this right now. I'm going to be ending this live right now. This was absolutely mind blowing. Like mind blowing. Holy, holy crap. Thank you so much, everyone, for liking, sharing, and I will be going live again soon with Toby T. I am, let's see, fabulous, fabulous. I am Toby T. I love, 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 soul sister. So until next time, peeps. Come on, we'll talk soon. Thanks for watching. Blessings.